Question 16 wants us to graph a couple of inequalities. Y less than or equal to 1/2 x plus 5 and y is greater than or equal to negative 4x minus 2. Okay, so my first instinct here was to just look at our choices that we had. Graphing an inequality is very similar to graphing an equation with sometimes you're going to have dashed lines instead of solid lines, and there is some shading involved, which we can see from all the choices here. But besides that, we can still graph it like an equation. So it's nice that these are set up in mx plus b format. So I know the slope of this line is 1/2 and the y-intercept should be 5. The slope of this line should be negative 4 and the y-intercept should be 2. So I kind of scanned all these four graphs and I was looking for this first equation, and I was looking for one with a y-intercept of 5. And this looks like a y-intercept of 1, 1, 1, and 1. So then I became suspicious that I'm just assuming that each tick mark represents a distance change of 1, but it could represent a change of 5. So that's not necessarily mean anything to us. Also, the fact that the slope is positive means that line should be going up, but all four of these choices have that line pointed up. But if each one of these tick marks represents 5, then this one that has a y-intercept of negative 2 shouldn't even make it to one tick mark. So on this graph, if this is negative 5, negative 2 should be about right here, which it doesn't cross, and it doesn't cross here, and it doesn't cross here, and it doesn't cross here. So without even spending any time with the shading, and even with the different possibilities with the change in tick marks, whether they represent 1 or 5, none of these four graphs are going to represent these two lines. So from that alone, the choice has to be E, none of the above.